What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. I'm switching it up, doing a little bit of a pre-market video. Depending on the data, I'll do a PM video as well, which most likely I think is needed, but it is selling off right now. So I want to break it down why it's selling off. Is this a buy the dip moment? I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is down 28%. So when it comes to SoundHound, what really got it on everyone's radar was Nvidia taking a stake. Caused stock price to go up quite significantly, not to these levels, but it still got it on everyone's radar. And unfortunately, the news that did drop today was the fact that both, it looks like SoundHound and SELLOFF had their stakes kind of dissolved. So Nvidia sold out. So not necessarily the best. Market right now is trying to figure out, what does that mean? Did Nvidia, are they just trying to mitigate risk, sell some of their investments, or did they see SoundHound and also Serve Robotics kind of peaked? So a lot of questions like that are being asked. Unfortunately, spoiler alert, we'll never find out unless they voluntarily disclose it, but they don't have to tell anyone anything. They don't have to say why they invested in them or vice versa, why they sold out. So ultimately, this is where it's now very, very psychological. Is SoundHound still worth it? Not with a Nvidia backing, because if you think about it, what Nvidia invested in was truly them just investing. They didn't put any money, it didn't benefit SoundHound's balance sheet. It was simply just a investment. So those individuals and institutions that bought in yesterday to SoundHound, which for those of you that kind of watch my channel, I bring this up every day. These institutions bought, blah, blah, blah. Like, these are all the transactions that occurred on the secondary market. All of this is getting in at these levels because they see future potential based on these prices. Nothing to do with them, hey, Nvidia is still invested in them, I'm going to buy it. Like, nobody's thinking about that anymore. So, in my opinion, nothing has changed operationally from yesterday to today. As well, like I said, that whole Nvidia stake did not kind of affect their balance sheet whatsoever. So if, like, let's say someone sold out like an insider, then yeah, that's kind of a big deal. And if it was to affect their, like, let's say lending or balance sheet, then yeah, that would be a big deal. But Nvidia, like, there is no different than me investing in SoundHound or any other stock. There's no benefit to the balance sheet from that. So long story short, there's going to be a hell of a lot of fear associated to this. But if you believed in it at 15, 20, or whatever, then this is going to be a dream come true and potentially could be a good buying opportunity. But no matter what, do your own due diligence. SoundHound, without even this news, is volatile. So this is going to add like a hell of a lot of new volatility. Shorts right now, on a side note, I do want to bring up because it is kind of optimistic, they're returning. So they're not pouncing on this news. They are returning currently 36,000 shares pre-market. 29.08% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 95.72 million shares. Monday, I believe the market's closed. So even in general, going into today, shorts like to return some shares because they don't want to pay the cost to borrow for an additional day when the market's closed. So they like to close out the positions. So I think that was going to happen regardless. But nonetheless, like I said, I think there is going to be a hell of a lot of fear. So if you still believe in SoundHound, then buy the dip. Do what you need to do. Of course, for those of you that have been doing options, this is where it's a very difficult scenario. If you're locked in with covered calls, what do? Your calls will be ultimately worthless, so you can always kind of sell those out and then do what needs to be done with the actual stock. But I feel like there is going to be a hell of a lot of panic today, but throughout the day, I think there is going to be smarter heads will prevail, and you will see a buy the dip type of moment. But again, what do I know? I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever floats your boat. I'm just in the sea of panic right now. I'm just adding some additional insight on why this might not be that big of a deal. Of course, it is something to kind of ponder and think about, but is this a reason to dump everything and forget SoundHound? Maybe. If you got in because of that initial investment, then yeah, this news might be kind of detrimental. But if you got in, like I said, over the last, since August 2024, after Nvidia already took their stake, you're investing in the company itself. And so you kind of accepted the multiples, you saw it as a good value at that price and everything else. So let me know your thoughts on SoundHound. Give yourself a shout out if you plan on buying, or flip side, are you going to be selling? What's your general thoughts on this news? And are you going to, like, what's your kind of mentality? Do you think it's, why do you think Nvidia did cycle out of that? And also Serve Robotics. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.